How unlucky can you be? This is a TVR 2500M 1974, affectionately known by me as Bill's Buick powered TVR. If you want to know about the spec of this car, the backstory behind it, and it's got a hell of a story, there is a video. There's a link. Up there. It's up there. If you're watching on a PC. If you're not, you're wondering why I've just pointed to the top of your phone. This car has prompted me to ask a question. How unlucky can you be? How unlucky are you when you're working on your cars? Genuinely, what's the most unlucky thing that's happened to you? Stick it in the comments. We'll have a little group discussion. I'm going to show you something that happened last week to me. It's kind of partly down to my own stupidity. It's not actually as unlucky as I thought it was originally, but it is still pretty bloody unlucky. So you've seen the thumbnail, presumably, and you probably might be hearing the crunching going on under my feet, and you might have noticed all the smashed glass. That was stupid, wasn't it? On the ramp. That was previously the window in this car, which is now in multiple pieces on the floor. How has this happened? Well, a little tiny backstory on this car. I have been converting it to run fuel injection. It previously had a carburetor. I've been putting fuel injection to it and then try and make it run nicer, basically. The engine in this car is a Buick 3.8 litre odd-fire V6, which means it is very loud and very rattly and very noisy and very vibratey, very buzzy. And I've been trying over time to make it smoother, make it not as vibratey and loud. That's probably the thing. It is a stupidly noisy car when it has an exhaust. It's even worse when it doesn't have an exhaust. I ran this car briefly last week without an exhaust on. The downpipes come off the engine and stop about here. I did this when I was setting up the fuel injection. So basically as a, I'm going to quickly see if it works, and if it does, then I'll put it all back together type thing. I let it idle for a little bit. I revved the engine. I heard a bang, and I thought, that's a backfire. And then I turned the engine off. I walked around here, and I heard crackling. And that's when I noticed this here. I assumed at the time, because the only plausible explanation I could come up with, and this is the one I told a couple of friends, and to be honest, I wish it was kind of true, because it would be quite cool, but it's not actually the case. I assumed what happened is the noise and vibration from this thing, because it was the loudest car I've ever heard with no exhaust on, by far. I thought the noise had popped the window. Like opera singer smashing a glass, Now I look back at it, I think actually was that probably maybe a little bit unlikely, but it's not impossible. It hits the right frequency, the right resonance. If this window is touching a piece of metal in the frame inside the door because it's a TVR and it might not be built perfectly, it could happen. No, because I actually have CCTV in here and outside, and as you do, because of bad people. And I consulted the CCTV. I thought to myself, I wonder if it's caught it on camera. I might be able to see the ramp from up there because the camera's hidden up there. And sure enough, I did. There is one camera. There's many cameras in here, but there is one that happened to be pointing at this car at the time. Well, there you go. So you see it smash, but did you see the little flash that fell kind of about here? I mean, it's like 3 pixels, so I can't even zoom in, but the little flash there. Go back a little bit further in time. Oh, look. I'm placing a socket on the roof because I was having trouble getting this car running properly because it decided to eat its own HT leads like this, because there's many, that's just, you can actually see inside to the lead there. So that's why it wasn't running properly. I'm faffing about, taking the plugs out, trying to do something with these leads, trying to make it run enough just to prove the theory, the concept of everything I've done, and I haven't done these two yet, but everything I've done proves that it all works and I can button it back up. I went to remove a spark plug, and I have 2 spark plug sockets, and one of them has a hexi bit on the top. The hexi bit was fouling the manifold, so I couldn't undo it. I thought, I've got one like this, which is smooth and smaller and will fit in, but the rubber's fallen out. So this is a really cool story. I took the hex one out and put it up there for some reason. I don't know why. I stood it up, and then I used this one, took the spark plug out, cleaned it up, sorted something out with the HT lead, put it back together, started the engine, and it ran. Because that was the problem. It ran for a while, I revved the engine up, and the little flash that you saw was the socket falling off the roof. The door was about, it's not shut, it might look it in the picture, I don't know in the video, but it was about here, because this wire is through there. And it fell off and somehow hit this window. But it, socket, window, or if it fell and bounced off the... How? I still don't know how it did it, but it did. It smashed the window. So there you go, that is the stupidest thing I've done. I'm actually kind of intrigued to hear if you've done anything really stupid that can top this, because I blame myself. I'm now going to have to buy a window. I've got to find, I've got some TVR people on the case, but I've got to find a tinted window for a TVR M series. And yeah, make me feel better. Put it in the comments. What have you done that was really, really stupid? Worse than this? Or has anything really funny happened, like you thought you revved it up and the window blew because of the noise, which it wasn't. But it would have been kind of badass if it did. Anyway, while you're doing that, I'm going to hoover all this up and bring in the Citroen GSA that is outside waiting for some work. So, but I'm going to take all this off first. Otherwise, I'm going to have another stupid video to make.